Hey, what's up, everybody? Travis and Susie here from the Wolf Hunters. We got a reaction video for you. We got this link right here. You can find that link in the description box, which is below the video. If you click that link, guess what?
What?
Request your own personal reaction video for music or movie scenes, comedy skits, compilation videos, documentaries. I mean, the list goes on.
Does.
Today's video
is
brought to you by Brian.
Brian.
And the beat goes
on. Right?
Yeah, I thought you were going to like kind of melody.
I don't know that song.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Wow, that was pretty good then.
What song?
I don't know. The beat goes on.
How does it go?
I can't sing. Don't make me. That'll be embarrassing.
And the beat goes on?
And the beat goes on. I can't do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for humiliating me in front of everyone.
I think that you're the best. You can sing to me at any time.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Brian today is bringing us Explore the Plagal Cadence by Jason Zach. And Brian says...
What does Brian say?
Brian says, "Hi, Travis and Susie. Hi." So as you probably have noticed, I'm always talking about Plagal Cadences. But let's face it, I have not done a very good job of explaining what they are.
You know, I'm sure
or how
really
they work.
For brains like...
Therefore, I looked for a video that has the simplest and clearest explanation of this wonderful musical device. Jason Zach does an amazing job explaining them as well as showing examples of their effective use.
All right. Let's do this.
I should be like a trailer voice. One day, long ago. No? Okay.
All right, ready?
Maybe like a cartoon voice.
This is your normal voice.
And then it's like cartoony?
Yeah.
Like, hey, like Daria? Like, hey. Did Daria even talk? I hardly remember.
Hi everyone, this is Jason here from Nathaniel.
Hi Jason.
In this lesson, we are going to explore what is called as the Plagal Cadence in music, which is a very important two-chord movement which has been done by pretty much all musicians from the classical period to today. Sometimes when you're building a chord progression, you can't finish the whole chord progression. You want to start with a couple of chords and then build it like building blocks, right? So in order to compose a chord progression, one needs to learn these cadences or smaller movements. So in this lesson, we are going to look at what is called as the Plagal Cadence, okay? And Plagal means 4 going to 1. Okay, that's what you need to remember, 4 going to 1. So if I take the key of C major, C major's 4th is F, isn't it? C, D, E, F. So to create a Plagal movement, what you do is you play F and then go down to C. Okay, you can do a lower F, going to C. Very commonly used. In fact, even in church music, we call this as the Amen cadence, which is usually found at the end of every hymn, isn't it? Amen. And the song is over, or the hymn is over, right? In pop music and in these epic rock ballads, what they end up doing is they may do 4 minor, and end with 1. That creates a little bit more emotion, right? Okay, this is the normal Plagal again. F, C, okay, with the minor movement. F major, F minor, and end on C major, okay?
This guy's pretty awesome. I like him. I like him as a person too, actually. It's very cool.
F major, very commonly used in a lot of pop rock music. So I'm going to give you a lot of approaches which I found make this Plagal cadence.
For some reason I'm thinking of that song Kissed by a Rose on the Gray.
Yeah, I think so too. That's probably what he was playing, I imagine.
No, I don't think so, but that is what they do.
Well, that's what popped up on my head. Too.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Work for a lot of chord progressions. The first approach is where you already have a chord progression,
Baby.
right? If you have a chord progression like let's say 1, 4 or 5 running in a song, what you could do is you could spice up each one of these chords with the Plagal cadence, right? So if the chord is going on for very, very long, you can use the Plagal cadence in this way. Okay, so it's sort of still a C major chord. It's still C in the bass, but you're making C major more interesting, right? Or the C major is becoming more like a journey as opposed to just a block of C major, right? So C major, this works really well. It takes it to a little bit of a tense state and then you come back down. And observe that I'm not changing my left hand, so it's forming sort of what we call a slash chord. Okay, that's your slash. So how do we call this? F major slash C. C in the bass, F major in the right. We've done a lot of videos on slash chords, so do check them out in the description. Okay, C major. Okay, so you could keep going.
I feel like if I could play the piano, mind you, I would want to use it just because it was called a slash chord. I'd be like, yeah, I use slash chords, baby.
Everybody uses slash chords.
So let's say you have a bunch of major chords in your chord progression.
You do?
Yeah,
so to spice up C, play an F major. You could also make that movement as part of the melody. La da 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 da. If you like the minor Plagal,
I like him singing.
Now go to F.
I'll tell you what, if I could play any instrument, it would be the piano.
Yeah.
Problem is I just don't have the time to commit to that right now, I would say. Or else I would enjoy learning that.
I would also like to learn more, like how to play
Susie
piano
knows
better.
a little bit of piano.
Like a tiny bit, but I would love to learn more about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good thing we're learning.
That's your next chord in the chord progression. And you slash it. F. What is the Plagal cadence from this F chord? B flat. Going to F, right? B flat is F's perfect fourth. These are all perfect fourth intervals. You don't want to play a tritone by mistake. That's a tritone. So F, B flat to embellish it, and come back to F, right? So let's do C, Plagal, back. Now go to F. F, B flat, F's Plagal, back to F. Maybe go back to C.
He's so good.
Now go to F. And now go to G. F. And back to C. And I liked also toggling. Sometimes I may do a major Plagal going to C. Sometimes I may do a minor going to C. So there are a lot of opportunities you have actually when you're using the Plagal cadence, and in this case you're not destroying or changing or tampering with your existing chord progression. Your chords are C, F, G in some order, right? So anytime you play C, you're just spicing it up.
I love it.
That's pretty much it. When you go to F, spice it with B flat.
Spice
B
it.
flat minor
Spice
if
it
you
up.
want,
Those B
back to
spices
F.
right there.
I
I like how he writes it out.
And it it'll inspire your melody, definitely. Okay, I'm just gonna jam with it a little bit. Back to C. Long C major.
Alright, so one is, it's
I'll
really
be friends
amazing
with
how
him.
long he holds that same chord for, and it still just sounds phenomenal. You know, I feel like he could just play the same chord for a super long time and it wouldn't get old. Secondly, he makes me so happy.
I know. I want to be friends.
I can just watch these videos. Like, oh, you want to start your day off right? You know?
Yeah.
Maybe you learn something too.
Right? A lot of songwriters who play the piano who, find this technique useful, and I guess why I sort of got attached to this is it's actually quite easy, come to think of it, because if you have to go to F major, you have to change your left hand, but if you use F major as a passing chord, your left hand can just be C. So I've heard a lot of great artists doing this, and I think you should as well. Listen to Elton John for sure, and Billy Joel. These artists, I think, use this technique a lot. And also, if you do this with maybe church music or hymns or gospel music, you can squeeze in this Plagal cadence pretty much everywhere. Like, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound, right? Saves a wretch like me. Oh, I once was lost, but now am found. It works quite well. Was blind, but now I see. In fact, you could start the chord itself with the slash chord or the Plagal chord. I
just want to go back to the Billy Joel and Elton John comment. I really am loving the way he sounds on this piano. Like, there's something about the way it's played that's very soothing to me, that makes me feel, and I feel that same way about Elton John and Billy Joel, and I would say those probably are my two favorite piano players, like the sound that they have. And it's interesting too because they collaborate and they trade songs very frequently. I guess it's because they have a very similar style of playing the piano.
Yeah.
I see amazing grace, how sweet the sound, such like me, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much the bare bone structure of the Plagal cadence. It's essentially a 4 going to 1, and in certain music, especially if you're a fan of bands like Queen or maybe Radiohead, you'll find that they do na 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 na, right? You'll have that 4 major going to 4 minor and then pulling itself to 1 major. So all these opportunities exist with the Plagal cadence. So a great way to kind of learn this Plagal cadence is actually write down the circle of fifths and you move clockwise to the clockwise neighbor. For example, F is just before C or is the neighbor of C. So all you have to do to create a Plagal cadence is do F going to C and you can stare at the circle. So even if you have something a bit tricky which you may not have encountered, like maybe what about E flat? You ask yourself the question, what is E flat's fourth? That's A flat. So the Plagal journey will be clockwise from A flat to E flat. right? What about D flat? D flat's fourth is F sharp. La da da da, la da, la da da da, right? And you can even create a nice Plagal journey, you know. F, C, G, D, maybe A, E, B, F sharp. You really don't know where you're going,
It's
right?
really awesome.
So it's quite interesting. It'll really, I hope it can really inspire you to take your chord progressions to the next level, or maybe hopefully develop a new approach towards building chord progressions, which in this case need not really be built diatonically. You're not really building it from the major scale with those stringent rules, you know. You're trying to just look at the circle of fifths and do stuff from there. So in the next part, we're going to look at the Plagal cadence in what we call as the Mixolydian mode, which is a very commonly used scale for rock music, ballads. The Beatles use it as well, and I may even bring out a Beatles song in the next lesson. So practice this hard and head over to the next video right now. And if you haven't already, turn on the bell, subscribe, give us a like, share the video. Cheers.
Boom.
Oh, I love him.
That was awesome. Yeah, we're going to put the
I
link to
love
this in
him.
our description box too, guys, if you guys
Yeah.
want to have that to learn from and stuff, you know. That
Yeah.
was awesome. My gosh. I loved it. Thanks, Brian. That was so cool. Especially, I don't know a lot about that kind of stuff, so that's really amazing.
Yeah.
And his way of explaining it and breaking it down.
He's so kind, and like I feel like he makes you feel hope, like that
Yeah.
you could do it.
Yeah,
You
and he
know?
delivers it in almost like, for me, someone who's doesn't know anything about it, like make you feel like safe, like, oh, like safe space to try.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, thanks so much, guys. Hit like, subscribe to request your own personal reaction video. You can find this link in the description box below. Stay tuned, stay positive.
We love you guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
I just wanna bang my leg.